On, boys, it's your boy Mr. KG. Okay, we're here about to go into class, got our final, basically our last days of high school. Okay, and it's just like, dang, upon reflection, I'm going to be an adult, you know what I mean, like, and I'm gonna get that diploma, I'm gonna graduate, and then move on to college and my career and my life, you know what I mean. And all this time you've always wanted to get there, and obviously, like, I'm happy to not be, in high school and like that, and have a little more freedom in my life and just move on to the next chapter. But it's also a little scary, you know what I mean. But yeah, we'll talk a little more about that later. I don't have the most amount of time right now. I just want to get the intro out of the way at the moment. But, now we know what we're talking about, okay? But, yeah, take this as a moment to like, subscribe, support the channel. We got another subscriber at 209. I know, every video I'm just mentioning it, all right? I'm watching you guys. You guys are subscribing, you guys are supporting, you guys are liking some of the videos, all right? One of my previous videos is almost at 100 views. It's at like 89 or something like that, and it's like a long form video too, which is pretty insane for my channel, you know what I mean? Another one of those milestones. I've had a couple videos hit that, but you know what I mean. We're gonna have to get up there and just keep posting, keep grinding, keep at it, you know what I mean, boys? So yeah, support the Mr. KG journey on the Mr. KG channel, okay? But yeah, without further ado, we're gonna get into the next clip and see you guys whenever I'm probably in my car before work, and I'm gonna continue the chat. Alrighty, what is up, boys? We are back. Alright, I got a jacket on. It's a little rainy outside. It's supposed to snow or something like that, but we're gonna get it all figured out, okay? Now, what I really wanted to talk about, alrighty, boys, so what I really wanted to talk about today was how crazy life really is, you know what I mean? Or like, just in general, all of your life you're growing up and you're like, oh, looking at all these older kids and doing all this stuff, and you want to do that, and you want to be older, and you just want to like get there, you know what I mean? You just want to be that guy. And as you get older, it's never enough. That's just the human nature, you know what I mean? And as I'm getting older, I'm like, dang, I should have started working when I was 2 years old. I've said that shit before as a joke, okay? My bad if I hit the bumpy bump, but I said that as a joke before, okay? Now, my thing about all of that is, it feels more of like a leap of faith after high school, It's like, you just kind of have to figure everything out, unless you've had that plan your whole life. Some people have a 10-year plan their sophomore year that they created, I mean, I know I had a couple different plans, but I ended up changing my mind a couple different times, and even my senior year I changed my mind, on what I actually wanted to do. And it's just like, dang, like, everything can always change like that in a split of a second. Something you could be so passionate about, gone, or not even like gone. It's just like you're starting to lose that passion for it, and it might take you a long time to even realize that you're losing that passion, you know what I mean? And it's just like one of those crazy things about everything, I mean, and your whole life you're just, everybody tells you that you're gonna miss it and you grow too fast, and you really do. It's, how like when you're going through a day and you're like, oh crap, that day, like, it felt like 2 hours, whole day. That's what your whole life's gonna feel like, you know what I mean? It's gonna feel like a couple years have passed, it's been 15, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. And apparently I've heard that it just goes by faster and faster the older you get, alright? Now, I don't know how I'm gonna deal with that personally, but I have to figure it out. I'm gonna start timing every single second of my day or something like that. I don't know. You know what I mean? Then, I mean, that's just the thing about like immortality. A lot of people would take that, but it's just like such a terrible opposition. It just takes the whole meaning of life out of everything, because then you're not gonna die. What makes life so priceless is that death. You know what I mean? So the thing about making life so priceless is you want to make sure that you do something with your life, right? After high school, you want to make sure you go to college, or at least make money and get a house, and whatever your dreams are, follow them, and you just gotta kind of figure it out. Like I always say, you know what I mean? That I should put a shirt, I'm gonna put a shirt, figure it out, you know what I mean? Trademarking it right now. But anyways, it's just a lot of stress as well, I mean, your whole high school career, you don't realize what's coming and what's coming so fast. And you're vibing freshman year, it's a little nervous and everything. Sophomore year, you're chilling, and junior year, you're a part of that school now, and senior year, you're that top dog, and it's just like, obviously you're the top dog in the school. For me, I didn't even go to my high school a lot of the time. I was at like a college class or something else, but the whole time you don't realize what's coming so fast that you don't even realize, you don't realize you're gonna get slung into adulthood faster than you can even fathom, faster than you can handle, and faster than you're prepared for, unless you're watching my video right now, and I'm telling you, and you're early enough on, and you're not already past that stage to prepare, okay? If you're old enough to work, I recommend you get a job. I mean, unless you're going D1 in a sport. I mean, if you're just doing it for fun, do it for fun if you enjoy it that much, you know, but try to spend in some work, save up some money, you know, especially in how, like I've talked about in my previous videos, how everything's going with like the world right now, you know. American dollar is going down, so you might as well get as much of that depriving currency as you can, you know, or depreciating is what I meant. And it's just like one of those dilemmas that you have to face, you know. You're just kind of a kid, and then all of a sudden you have all these responsibilities and all these worries and all these stresses, and you have to get everything in order. And, you know, I mean, if you ask for help, some people will try to help you, but I mean, depending on who you have around you, you might not be able to help you, you know what I mean? I mean, for me, a lot of it I was solo figuring out with me and the counselor, sitting down and just trying to get everything talked out, right? I almost failed the welding class, got it dropped. Got lucky on that one, I didn't have to pay for it. You know what I mean? But we're gonna have to, you know, just keep moving and figure it out. Like I said, I'm gonna get a shirt that says figure it out, okay? But it's just, you gotta hold on, hunker down, and hold on tight, okay? It's gonna be okay. Me, you, all of us, we're gonna, as long as we lock in, do the work, and, you know, make sure that we spend our money wisely and don't just waste it on a bunch of stupid stuff all the time. Sometimes you can get your little stupid thing here and there, you know what I mean? All of us do. All of us do want our stupid little trinkets and stuff like that we'd want. And, you know, you just save up your money, and if we get wise, we could save the economy. You know what I mean? Realistically. Maybe not save the economy, but at least ourselves, right? I mean, I've seen these videos, people flexing like a trailer and like a couple cars and stuff like that. And, you know, if it's paid off, good for you. But if it's all debt, that's, I mean, whatever. You know, I mean, the thing about life is you're going to acquire debt, right? No matter what. And that's the thing about we're getting right out of high school, you know what I mean? There's the worries about debt, and there's a lot of different ways that you can try to avoid the debt. And depending on where you're going, it's not avoidable. You know what I mean? Unless you get like a scholarship or something, or just something crazy like that, right? But you're just gonna have to kind of hunker down and pay for it. That's what I'm saying. If you save some money, obviously it might drain all your savings account, but then you're not starting at negative, right? Or at least a little less negative, at least. I mean, a lot of people start $200,000 negative. That's insane to me, you know? But yeah, we're gonna keep finishing this later on my break or something like that. So we'll see you guys later. Alrighty, boys, it's your boy Mr. KGOK, and we are back. Alright, we are on our little breaky poo here, and you know, it's going very well. Alright, we only have a couple minutes here to talk, alright? And one of my team leads was sitting there talking about how he might buy a house and rent it out and stuff like that. And he's a little bit older, you know, not like crazy old, like a couple of years, like 4 or 5 years older than me. But it's just like, dang, you know what I mean? I gotta freaking lock in, because like obviously, like, he's not even looking at the perspective of like the housing market's kind of ass right now. You know what I mean? And that 100 grand decent sized yard and 3-bedroom house or whatever he's looking at, it's probably gonna need a lot of work. You know what I mean? He's gonna have to drain some more money into it, or like he had said, like, or he was talking about other like things that would like alternate of it, you know what I mean, or something like that, you know. But it's just crazy like that, you know what I mean. And it just goes back to that one comment in my video, you know, you just gotta like buy things that'll make you more money, you know. And like the best thing about doing that is you got to figure out what can make you more money and how you're going to do that without just wasting money. You know what I mean? Like, there's car washes, ATMs, there's vending machines, there's all kinds of stuff. Most of the vending machines that you see out and about is probably owned by like a normal person, or like, you know what I mean? Not like some big ass Coca-Cola company. I mean, some of them are, you know, but a lot of them, like a lot of the fancier ones probably, but a lot of like the older style ones, people probably just bought it, rented a location for it, put it there, and then they make a little bit of money off of it. You know what I mean? I mean, tell me like an extra 100 or 200 in your pocket every week or two wouldn't be pretty nice, you know? Oh, I'm gonna take my girl on a date with my vending machine money, or, you know, like I'm gonna pay for my child's groceries with my vending machine money, or something, whatever, you know what I mean? But I don't know, you know, a lot of people strive to be as successful as they possibly can, no matter what, and honestly, that's what you should do, right? And honestly, I keep saying honestly, I'm sorry. One thing about life is money, right? And money doesn't buy happiness, but when you have a lot of money, a lot of your problems go away, and that makes you a little bit happier, right? Now, obviously, when you're rich, that comes with other problems, and if you make too much money, that comes with other problems, and obviously the problem is figuring out how to make that much money, you know what I mean? But, yeah, it's just one of those very particular things, okay? You just gotta figure it out. Sorry, I said that time on purpose as a joke, okay? But it's just insane to me, you know, like a lot of things are, as I like to state very frequently, right? But we have to figure it out. I mean, everybody else had that shit so much easier back in the day, you know what I mean? Everything's cheaper. I mean, they made more money off of stuff, like, Bro, imagine buying Bitcoin in 2013, bro. You'd be a millionaire right now if you sold it all. You know what I mean? Like, gee, if you sold it all at its peak, boom. Like, honestly, if I had like 45 Bitcoin and it was like over 100 grand, I'm selling every single Bitcoin I got. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's only me though, because I even told my mom when I was like little, I was like, you should buy Bitcoin, because I kept seeing about it on like YouTube and stuff like that. I was like, you should buy some just because. She's like, no, I don't want to believe in that fake money, buy that fake money. But if she would have listened to my little dumbass 5-year-old self, bro, we would have been rich, balling. But that's just one of the crazy things about life too, you know. I do need to do a time travel video again, redo it when I have, because I do have a better like theory and thoughts about it than I did last time I did try to cover the subject. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's probably gonna be the end of today's video. I was just trying to get it finished a little bit last on my 15. You know what I mean? I realized I don't have it finished, so yeah, I uploaded my last video like 2 in the morning. But honestly, I feel like the early in the morning uploads is kind of the move. You know what I mean? Everybody, because I get the nighttime views, and then everybody's waking up, it's like, oh look, Mr. KG posted. You know what I mean? But yeah, without further ado, it's probably gonna be the end of the video. Like, subscribe, share some support, show some support to the channel. All right, drop down some video ideas. Let me know if you like the video, if you hate the video. If you're watching from the shorts right now, come and watch the video, okay? And I just want you guys to know I appreciate you guys so much for everything that you guys do, and you are supporting me. We're at 209 subscribers at the moment, so yeah, let's go up to 210, 211, 220, 230, 240, 250, and so on. Keep growing the channel, boys, and we'll see you guys in the next one.